Okay. Hi,
Whoa.
everybody. Welcome to Section 13 of the Hands of Death. Now that James has unmuted the desktop audio and microphone audio so you can actually hear us, welcome back. Holy fuck. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay.
We're killing it tonight.
Wendy took notes. Wendy took notes about last session. Wendy, what are your notes from last session?
The stage opens on a carriage heading back to Chandla. We have Mock and Anna. Or is it Anna? Anna. With us, our main characters. We pull over, and Esther attempts to use their new staff and decides that they would like to become a wizard.
Incredible.
We pass through an old battleground and are suddenly hit by a bomb. Anna and Esther are hurt. Oh, wow. I really wrote down like a play-by-play. Okay, let me skip that. Florence and Lily dodge. I'm like, wow,
Fast
okay.
forward. Yeah.
So we ended up fighting like a group of skeletons, a loud buzzing cloud of flies, and Mock escapes on a horse. So that was really rude. Let's see, what else do I have? So we like battled forever and ever. Amen. And then Lily and Florence study the staff. And I think my confidence is going downhill.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
It's like there's something with the staff. We're figuring it out. There's something going on with the staff.
Totally.
And then we go back to Esther's, and I sneak away. Lily is who I am, and I drink the elixir of truth. I don't know what it's formally called, but it is an elixir of truth. It's what?
That's good enough for now.
Yes. And I have the most incredible vision. I'm able to ask this elixir one question to get like the real answer. And I've had amnesia for the majority of my life. So I just wanted my memories back. Like, why do I have amnesia? And I'm sure we'll dive into this a little bit, but my general takeaway is that Lilith Mortimer, is a reincarnation of death, the goddess of death, Ophelia. No. I can't remember Death's name.
Lilioon. Yeah.
Lilioon. And Ophelia, who I knew to be my mother of sorts, my upbringer, was in fact in love with Lilioon and bringing me back from the dead and taking away my memories as a way of getting back her long lost love. And that's pretty upsetting news. So I'm still grappling with that, but I assume we're gonna have more of a deeper recap. I wrote like a play-by-play. I also listened to it back. I do recommend last session's VOD if anyone wants some hardcore world building, character development more so. And that's what I got.
Awesome. That's pretty great. When we ended last time, you had just looked into a window among the congealed alleyways of Chandla, had looked into a window, saw the reflection of Death's face, not your own, and smashed it out of frustration with your dagger handle. And that was right around the corner from Esther's workshop. And I want to start there, and I want to start with like a crack and a peal of thunder and a flash of lightning as rain continues to pour on the city. You know you're close to home. I want to start there. What does Lily do now? After having wandered the streets, your legs are tired, you feel weary, rain is pelting your cloak. What do you do next?
I stumble back to our little apartment shop, back to Esther's house. And I suppose it would be up to Florence whether or not she's still there, I suppose.
So when we broke away last time, Florence and Esther were examining the staff, the Sky Splitter staff. They were checking it over. Do we want to cut back and sort of let's cut back and sort of deal with that a bit?
Perfect.
And we can talk about it. So you came into town. You got off of the carriage. Anna said that you should come back to the mausoleum at some time tomorrow to meet a few more members of the Hands of Death, more members that were part of Death's Church in the past before the Verdanthi took over. And then you left to go back to Esther's workshop to examine the staff. So what does this look like, Florence and Esther, when you're checking this thing out? What questions do you have, if any? If not, we can have Lily crash in. Like, what are we thinking?
Okay, so we're looking at the staff. I feel like, did we have an intention to break it up at some point? Like, were we trying to like turn it into other things?
Yeah, I'm down to attempt that. We did at one point try to, like, tried to split it in half, and then it bug repaired itself.
Right. Okay, so I feel like Florence absolutely wants to try and break this thing apart and like capture one of the bugs to study.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because we suspect that we are being tracked with this thing.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's pretty trivial to do. So all it really takes, right, is taking any of Esther's tools and like cracking it open, and then waiting for those bugs to crawl out to start repairing it again, right? And then you can grab one, Florence, pretty easily. You just grab it, you feel its like legs wriggling in your fingers. Put it in your pocket. I don't know. Yeah.
I put it in a little container because putting just a bug in my pocket creeps her out after being swarmed by bugs in the last session.
A sealed glass jar. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, with air holes.
Air holes.
With air holes.
It's got a cork. It's a cork top. It can breathe. It's a cork top.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Hopefully no one puts one of me in those. That'd be nice. And what else did Esther want to do with it?
I mean, I kind of just want to like possibly permanently sever it and maybe just do something with one of the pieces.
And like turn it into something else?
And turn it into something else, essentially. Because I don't know, the impression I got from trying to fight with this thing was that it is as much a liability to us as it is to like anyone who we come up against. And I think I think Esther is done with being a wizard.
Okay, that was what I was going to ask.
You've had your
I'm
fun.
like, what about all your dreams?
No, those no, pretty much tried it once and said nope. So I feel like I'd want to try to break it in such a way, but then contain pieces of it physically such that like they're separated from each other.
Okay. Yes. Okay. That you could then use to craft other things. Understood. All right. So breaking, going into this, that breaking one of these powerful relics down, especially the sense you get from this relic, because as I described before, it doesn't feel like it's a singular relic. It feels like it's a piece of a greater relic, right? Like a missing arm of something. Going in that it's not going to be easy to break it down into little pieces in this way. It's going to take work and what some people would call a ritual, what Esther would probably call artistic process, right? So I'm going to say that if we want to do this, it's going to be a challenge, which in the fate system basically is just like a series of overcome rolls that cascade into each other. And then each separate consequence sort of like works to in that way. Hold on one second here.
Wow. But what to try to make with this thing? Does anyone have
We
any
can-
requests?
I can make daggers for Lily.
Make daggers for Lily.
That's the voice we hear in our heads.
Oh, that's cute.
So
I was thinking, I had an idea too, because I just went to the Met and there was like the coolest instruments there. So I like the dagger idea. I think it's sweet. But if you don't like that idea, I like instruments. Yeah, it could be a flute. You could hollow it out.
Imagine just sort of like creatively kissing and
become a
blowing into a
jester.
series of bugs.
Ew.
So this is going to be a series of challenges, I think. I think it's going to be, first off, investigate or notice to determine the qualities of the staff, how it's constructed, its fault points, where it can break most easily. And then lore to bring in any verdantology knowledge or any other sort of necessary knowledge about how magic centered around relics works, to know how to best break this thing apart and prevent it from coming back together. And then finally crafts to actually form the staff into these individual shards and possibly whatever you want to make out of them. So those are the three skills I'm declaring. So Esther can roll all three of those. Florence can roll some of them, right? You can trade these off. But we'll roll them in the order of notice or investigate, your choice, lore, and then finally crafts.
Okay, great. May I start with the notice roll, and then I would like to talk to Florence, depending on how that goes.
Totally. Okay, so let's start with notice. So notice is going to be a difficulty 1.
All right, let's go.
2. Okay, success. So you pour over the staff, you look for the appropriate breakpoints, Esther. You can notice several points where it's constructed out of a whole bunch of different kinds of wood, you notice, twisted and gnarled together. And at the points where these two pieces of wood attach, that would be the easiest point to shatter it.
Okay. Roughly how many segments?
I would say 6.
6. Okay, great. Professor,
Yeah.
what do you know about this wood? Like, what species are these? Do they have any, I don't know, history with the Verdanthi? Which I'm so can Florence roll lore?
I guess I could roll lore at this point.
What if it was the same wood as my gun?
Rosewood?
Rosewood, thank you.
Is it rosewood? It's probably not, right?
As you're looking over, you notice one of the segments is indeed rosewood.
Oh wow, it is complicated. All right, let's give it a roll.
Ooh. I didn't say the difficulty. It is difficulty 2, just because it'll increase. So if you want to spend a fate point or anything to hit that,
We gotta let's see. We gotta use a fate point here because that's embarrassing. I feel like Florence is just spaced out for a second and was like thinking about being covered in bugs.
yeah, you're like thinking about the bug crawling around in the jar and like what happens if it gets out and then it's everywhere. And, yeah.
And it's everywhere, and she's just like, ugh, and she's like, "Sorry, Ethan, what'd you say?"
Wait,
Oh.
Ethan?
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Wait,
No, Professor! And I start snapping in front of your face.
right. Sorry, Esther, what'd you say?
The wood. What is this?
And so can I just use a fate point, or do I need to tap an aspect?
You have to always take an aspect when you use a fate point.
Cool. I'm gonna use. Can I use? I'm too old for this. As in, I'm thinking about my past.
Totally. Yeah, that's fine. You could also use yeah, that's great. Yep.
Cool. We'll just +2 there.
Okay, so that'll get you over to the 3 for a success. Yeah, you know it's made up of several different segments of wood, Florence. You recognize rosewood as one of the segments, and rosewood you know is made when a tree is very old and hangs out in a place where a lot of spiritual energy, like ghosts, congregate, right, and absorb into the wood. The other segments of wood, you know, 2 of them are not from the current continent that you're on. They are from somewhere else. The other ones are common wood segments frequently used in building furniture because they have strong strength and high flexibility. They bend, they don't break, right? So you'd imagine like
Right.
the rosewood and the other 2 unknown pieces of wood is like part of the like magical aspect of the staff, and the other 3 segments are for securedness of the staff. Knowing this knowledge allows you to tell Esther which shards you can cut out and which you can actually use to impact other weapons.
So, with that, my desire is, I think it would be great if Esther looked over at the professor's cane. Shoot, what's the horrible name I gave it again?
Killheart. And
Killheart.
I hope everything you make has the word heart in it.
I hope so too. So it looks over at Killheart, and which they've seen the professor sort of like shittily swing around for quite a while now. And I think Esther just like realizes, you know what? Maybe it's just a shitty cane. And I think Esther would like to, or I would like to try to just knock off the tip of Killheart, making it once again just a cane, but then attach a piece of this staff, the sturdy part of the staff. I think I just want a sturdy piece of wood, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you can use one of the segments from the staff for that. You won't need to use one of the, the spiritual segments. You could use the other segments for stuff too, right? Like you could make multiple things with this craft roll.
How do you feel about that, Florence? My idea being that it'd be cool, maybe not to give it like a new magical thing, but instead to like, I don't know, give it a bonus to attack or something like that, so you can actually hit something.
Oh my god.
I'm invested.
You're invested in me actually hitting a single thing, and I like that. Sure.
What I think this would do is give Killheart the well-balanced aspect, right? Which is a weapon aspect that you could tag with a fate point to get a bonus, I think.
Let's.
Okay, great. But my question is, because this is coming from like a magical, powerful staff, could we get like a free invoke per session or something like that?
Yeah, I see what you mean. You know what? Let's have it give +1 to fight as well. How about that? So you get the aspect and +1 to fight. Does that sound
Cool.
fair?
I love
great.
that.
Okay.
Okay, so with that in mind, may I roll crafts?
Yes, it's going to be. So let's pause for a sec. What else do you want to make with the staff? Because that's just like one segment, right? You still got the other ones. So I want to roll that all into this crafts roll. If you can't think of it right now, then we can save the segments though. Sorry. Yeah.
Like I think with the other segments, particularly the magical segments, or the segments at least like that aren't simply there for structure. I think I just want to isolate each of them and put them into not a jar, but I don't know, just like some sort of like random ass storage that Esther has like in their studio.
Like yeah, sure. Okay.
Like, so basically separate the segments and just chunk them into like sturdy containers.
Okay. It's going to be a difficulty 3 roll.
Okay. That's all right. I've been waiting for this moment. Okay. Here we go.
Here you go.
Oh! Almost succeed with style. Almost.
That's so good.
If I do succeed with style, what would even happen?
You would get a boost, right? So you could get a boost to further craftings of the shards. It'd be like intricate knowledge of the sky splitter wood or something like that.
Do it. Do it.
I would like to do that. I mean, I think this is a pretty easy, like, everything I make is gold.
Yes.
Uh,
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so if I may, all right, Professor, hold this part, and I point to a certain part of the staff.
Mm-hmm.
No, this other part,
What,
and I point to a different part of the staff.
What, like this?
Okay, now hold it steady. Hold it steady. You're not holding it steady.
I'm trying. Stop yelling at me.
Okay, well, here we go. And proceed to like crack it in several pieces, and then shittily stuff parts of it into like, I don't know, like a large like wax sealed container that I would normally use for clay.
Okay. Sounds good. That makes sense. Yeah, there is a conflection, a confluence of magic as you separate the staff. There's a crack and a boom. You both see like miniature flashes of like thunder and lightning radiating out from the separated pieces for a moment, and then like disjointed black clouds fly out. Snow falls from them. Like there's a couple of really miniature hailstones that fall onto Esther's work table and like clatter around, and then those as well dissipate. And then there's like bright gleaming sunlight that comes out of the last separation, and then it's all silence and quiet. There is a impossible groaning sound that both of you hear as well, like a great beast or a whale in the deep of the ocean, like making a loud like, and you feel it both in your bones. It reverberates through the two of you as you shatter this thing into the various pieces. You also, localized to you only, nobody else in Chandler feels it, you also both feel like the earth just lurches forward, like there was a brief earthquake for just a fraction of a second. You almost both lose your balance, and then you're standing still again. If there were any lights or candles on in the room, they flickered and then they've flared back up, and the staff is separated into its individual pieces.
I think we did it.
Yes, just another day of great art. I think Esther's sweating.
Florence starts laughing.
Here, now, hand me that thing you lean on.
I'm going to delete Sky Splitter from your sheet, Tony.
Yes, sounds great.
I hand over Killheart.
And you watch me once again, like, ruin your cane, but then make it possibly better. And this does feel like it needs another name, because this is a new and improved weapon, right? This is something different. Yes, I know what we'll call it. Killer Heart.
All right. Killheart. You have such a way with words.
Yes, my exhibits always feature the most dazzling names, don't they?
Hey, where did Lilith go?
Huh? Who?
Who?
Oh, I swing.
Oh, the child.
And then at that very moment, the door kind of swings open, but just so slowly, and it creaks like the whole way. And I'm standing out there in the pouring rain, just kind of blank-faced. Total wet sock. It's a combination of like shame, a little embarrassment, and just total angst on my face. I don't say a thing.
Oh, look, she's right there. See, problem solved.
I definitely go over to Lily and I'm like, you want to come inside?
I like reach into my pocket and I hold out the empty vial and I show it to Florence.
Oh shit.
I There's no going back from here. I've let me show you something. I will go to the wall. Obviously, there's a lot of mirrors in this place.
Oh yeah, there are a ton of mirrors.
I rummage around to grab like a freestanding mirror and I like hold it up to my face and like watch their reaction to see if anything comes of it.
Ooh, do we? Do we see?
What do we see?
Nothing. You see Lily's face.
That
Look,
child.
At what?
We've talked about this. You're just not. I'm sorry. It's just.
you don't see any difference? I don't look any older?
You don't look any older. What happened with the potion?
I slam the mirror against the wall and it shatters.
Hey, that is not your possession. What happened?
I don't know what is going on, but I don't know who I am but I do know why I can't remember anything. In fact, I remember everything now. Ophelia's got to go. I'm going to kill her so hard. She's got to go. We need to make a plan. I don't even know where to begin.
That's great. That was always the plan, was it not?
No. But like we need to take care of this. Like she's going to find me and she's going to erase my memories and then she's going to bring me back and she wants me to be her lover and I don't know what's going on, but
Ew.
I think I'm the goddess of death.
Sure, and I'm Verdanthe herself.
There's a little bit of a worry here because what Lily is saying would probably be considered heresy amongst your cohorts. That just kind of pings in the back of both of your minds. They would not take too kindly to somebody claiming to be their god in flesh.
You think you are death?
I don't know. All I know is what I saw when I drank the vial and asked to get my memories back.
What do you make of
Do
this,
we
Professor?
do we know about her? I forgot. It's been so long since we last had a session with a ghost. Does Florence and Esther know about the ghosts?
I think you know about Lily's ghost abilities. Yeah, pretty sure. I think that's probably an accepted thing that you're aware of.
It's a huge thing between Esther and I.
Yes, it is. Yep.
And Florence is well aware and has been witness to multiple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, we could talk to ghosts. We could have a seance. I could show you.
What have I told you? What have I told you about talking to ghosts in my gallery?
The vision. Hey, half the reason you have these relics floating around this room right now is because of me talking to ghosts. Okay, so you just sit down and you need to take what I'm saying seriously.
Okay, fine. So let's say we have a seance, and certainly not here, but let's say we have a seance. Then what? Who are you asking and what?
We could talk to. Wait. Oh no, we killed him. Okay. No. Enoch was there. Man, this is a lot. I sit down and I'm like panting. I put my hands on my forehead.
Well, there is perhaps someone we could speak to.
Who?
All right, Professor. What I'm about to say,
Ugh.
it must be noted, is entirely in the interest of the child. Do you
Uh-huh.
understand?
I hear the words that you're saying.
What I am saying is I cannot be held accountable for my actions.
You're
Agreed?
always accountable for your actions. What are you talking about?
Well, if we need to know and understand more about Lilith, perhaps... I don't know. Perhaps we might be able to consult Catherine of the Celestial Guise, who may or may not still have her relic available to me, and I may have it tucked upstairs.
What?
These are all hypotheticals, you understand.
Before we hold on. Wow, what else do you have upstairs that you hypothetically might have also? And I what is upstairs? What else do you have
Only my
upstairs?
incredible taste in fashion,
Uh-huh.
my lovely garments, and
Uh-huh.
yes, that
Is everything
truly.
in here a relic? Like is the table a relic also that you just haven't told us about? And we should do a seance. I wonder, you say you're deaf. You say you are deaf. You're deaf.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I may have married Ophelia in a past life.
Gross.
How much okay, so you married Ophelia. You're 17. Who let you marry Ophelia?
No. It like wasn't me, but like it was me. And then I looked in the mirror, and whenever I look in a mirror now, I'm like this old person, and I don't like it at all. But like,
By the way,
she's
just
beautiful.
just to be clear, Lily,
Oh,
you don't see
that was
Death's face every time. You just saw it that one time, right? So when you look in mirrors now,
Oh,
you see
okay.
yourself. But yeah.
I redact that last statement.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I do actually have a sidebar question. I need a reminder. Who is Oscar?
Oscar Pericanassus, he was the owner and cult leader of that bookstore you all raided where you found Ernie. Remember the caterpillar thing?
Yes,
He
I
was-
do,
he
but
was
I
the
don't
l-
remember Oscar.
He was the leader of them, and Ophelia was there and killed him, right? And then
So where's Oscar?
Well, he's dead, right? His dead body is back at the bookstore. You all found it there last time, but his spirit was trapped inside the vats. Remember the secret room with the vats where Ernie was? This was so long ago.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
freed his soul. You released it from its bonds in his body.
He recognized me,
Yes. Yeah.
so I can't go find him again.
His ghost has been released into the ether. So it's not
I regret.
it's not out of the question that you could call it back, but you'd need an appropriate focus. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that theoretically, if I had perhaps a relic of one of the most powerful Verdanthi imaginable who knows Ophelia intimately, perhaps we might be able to speak to her, theoretically.
Such a bad idea.
I mean, what better idea do you have? I need some clarity here because right now all I have is a lot of memories that I need to prove to you in some way because I cannot handle this on my own.
Well, I will make an exception this one time. My art studio is open to you. Although you'll be working an extra shift at the end of the month.
You're such a jerk.
Ugh. Go get it.
Oh shit.
Do not, as I go up the stairs, never say that I am not benevolent. And I go up and I get Catherine's relic, which I'm going through my notes here. I'm trying to remember what exactly is Catherine's relic.
It was a skeleton key.
Yes,
Oh.
I go and there's just like a big key ring, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of on there.
All right. Sounds good.
Wow.
And just a quick side question: the chunks of the staff, like,
Mhm.
do I still feel that intense want, like when I look at any of them?
Yeah, it's lessened, especially now that it's broken, but there is a desire to create with them.
Okay, okay, great. So, yeah, I bring down the skeleton key. Here you have it. Now do that whole ghost thing. How do you do the ghost thing? What? How do you do those seances?
Let me check my notes. What did we do? I don't know if we I guess I'm not sure. James?
Yeah, I mean,
did it get it? Was there a visual? Yeah.
the vision like kind of fast forwarded past the particulars a little bit, right? But your memories have returned to you as part of asking the question. You get the sense that like how you do a séance, it's different for every thing, right? You need a focus to perform to call the ghost forth, and you need a method of containment, which usually means like a circle of people or some sort of other like container, a circular container to hold the spirit in, right? So either a circle of people holding hands, which can contain the spirit within it, or like a glass container or something else, right? And then you could speak to the ghost. But the chances of things going wrong are pretty high, especially if the ghost, well, if it breaks containment, that could be a thing, right? Rogue ghosts can be dangerous. Also, you can't perform seances on ghosts that are currently like trapped, right? So any of the ghosts in the city of Chandla, you can empathy them down, right? You can call them down, but you can't summon them up because their ghost is still in the world. You can't summon them from wherever they go now. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Huh.
Perhaps
Yeah,
it might even
yeah.
be thought of as a ritual
Yes, you're right. It would be thought of as a ritual. Yep.
mechanically.
Let me log out here. It wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be a challenge mechanically, but it would be a ritual for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to do this, you feel like you can. You feel like you could instinctually kind of like you don't really know how to do it, but you feel like you have enough muscle memory to try. But you also know that it's dangerous. Things could go wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking straight, so let's try it.
Okay. What do you
Boy.
do to set up the ritual?
Okay, so like there's a lot of crap in this room. So I'm like just kicking things and shoving things into corners, just like chaotically trying to make a space on the floor.
Yeah. I think the aspects for Esther's workshop are mirrors everywhere and incredibly cluttered. Like, so you're just like shoving things out of the way.
I am just shoving things, like things are falling over, spilling random liquid, like it's just a little bit of chaos. And I grab the key, I snatch it out of Esther's hand, and I place it on the floor, and then I like grab your shoulder, everyone's shoulders, and I like kind of like plop you down. Okay, right here. Okay, right there.
Wait, who said
Okay.
I'm involved in this? What?
No, we need to create a focus space. I need you here. I don't know. Just sit down.
Child,
like,
I swear,
put
if
your
I become
shoulders-
possessed again,
Okay. And then I rummage through my bag of herbs. I'm trying to think if I have anything that like okay, no, I do. I have like that focus. Like yeah, I want to take something that'll like really like sharpen my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I know I had one before, so let's just say I made it again.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I think that's fair. You got herbs for. So I'll tell you what I'll let you do. I'll let you roll crafts to create an advantage for yourself, right?
Yeah. Where is my thing? There it is. Hello. Hi. Okay.
So create an
Yes,
advantage.
I will roll crafts.
Mind sharpening herb. Difficulty 2 sounds reasonable to me.
Okay.
4 success.
Huzzah.
So created. All right, so you get to create an aspect and then get a free invocation of it. So I will add that aspect in. What do you think it should be called?
An undistracted mind.
Okay.
Am I able to give that out to everyone?
It's based on the fiction, right? So you said you've made these craft rolls to make these herbs that generated this. So yes, other people could tag it if you give them the herb.
So would that be 3 invokes or
No, it's
just the
one
one?
free invoke, and then people can spend fate points to use it from then on. As far as the herbs go.
I see. Okay.
I like.
Well,
the
I
idea
give
of
it to all
spending
three.
fate points to take a few pills of Ritalin.
Yeah.
Yes. Like part of this herb is just to like kind of boost me up after like this like emotional fatigue I'm under. So it's really taking me back to like baseline, I would say. But for Esther, as an example, it's to like create an environment that's gonna like be cohesive and not get distracted. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So everyone takes it. I give it to everyone. Whether you take it or not, I suppose, is up to you. But I like munch it back or swig it back, whatever.
You tell me. Yep.
It's liquid. Yes.
Okay. Swing it back. All right.
Or
Then,
drinking.
then what happens?
I sit down. I close my eyes. Okay. I hold out my hands, kind of gesturing for them to take my hands.
And I willingly take Lily's hand, and then I think twice, but then I take Esther's hand.
I squeeze Esther's hand extra hard. Like, you're not letting go. Okay.
There's a crack of thunder. Lightning flashes by one of the windows. A boom shakes the house. And Lily, you start to focus. The key in the center of the circle raises up slightly, hovers up into the air. Esther and Florence, you both watch this happen. Twists in the air, rotating around. I'm going to need you to roll a contest here, Lily. We're going to roll against empathy, against Catherine's empathy, and we'll see who can maintain control. It's going to be tough because Catherine has an empathy of 4. So here we go.
What am I rolling?
Empathy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's what a contest means. I get it.
Yep. Ooh,
Wow.
that's not good.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use a fate point.
So don't forget you have your free invoke on the herbs as well, right?
So I'm going to use my free invoke.
Okay.
An undistracted mind to boost me up to 6.
Yep. So you're tying it right now. So that's succeeding with a cost.
I will use a fate point and tag my new aspect, burdened with a troubled past.
Ah, clever. All right. Are you're taking it up to 8 then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can hit the free action button plus for a +2 on that empathy roll of yours. So under free actions, hit the plus button and then whoa.
What did I just do?
I don't know.
Wow.
I hit the. Oh.
Wow.
Well, that was weird. What the
The
heck?
time is a
happened?
lot different.
Okay.
It's
Hold
like
on.
Whoa.
a minute ago.
I broke the game.
189 days ago.
We have traveled in time. We're back.
I mean, to be fair, we are summoning a ghost.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean,
Whoa, my lights just flickered.
Oh, good.
Just kidding.
okay, let me do it for you. There's something up with your login. It's like has more permissions or something. Okay, here we go. All right.
I have the power.
Yeah. A ghost in the machine. Okay, you rise it above Catherine's. Not succeeding with style, but a success. And the key spins faster and faster in the center of the circle, twists and twirls, and then in a moment there is another lurch that you all kind of feel unsteady for a second. It's like a sudden surge of vertigo. We all feel like you're about to pitch forward. And then the key turns upside down and dives into the floor and embeds itself in the floor of Esther's workshop and spins 360 degrees. The wood of the floor cracks and groans and opens into this gaping maw, out of which shines a deep blue light. Just a whoosh, and then rising out of that blue light comes a maudlin form dressed in like a blue sheet covering their head. Their head and features are covered in shadow, completely shrouded. And as the ghost rises up out of the floor, you can see their hands are like wrinkled and old, long, sharp fingernails, as if they had had them grown out a lot before they actually died. And then you can see just the fair edges of like Catherine's hair, her long dark hair, hanging out of the shadows of the robe's hood, draping down. The robe itself is in tatters as well. She rises up out of the floor, and the first thing that happens is that you all watch the form like tilt its head back and just give this. You don't hear this, but you see the form convulse its body as if it was giving out a great scream, and then it just sort of like pants for a second and then turns to look at all of you around the circle. It sort of drifts left and right, and Lily, you know what it's trying to do is like break the containment, and you're like holding it in. You all feel each other gripping each other's hands tightly. The ghost turns to look at you, Lily, and slowly pulls the hood off of its face to reveal Catherine's face, but much older than it was before, almost as if her body had been desiccated in death or drained. She turns to look at Lily and then swings her head around to all of you. What is this? Where have you brought me to? And when she speaks, there's like that ghostly echo, like reverb effect that happens, right? And she says, was killing me not enough? Was this not enough? And she like pulls the hood off fully, and you all see the shaft of the crossbow bolt jutting out of the back of her skull.
Can they hear?
Yes,
her?
you can all hear her. It's a seance. You've invoked the ghost. No longer you can hear it. Yep.
Okay.
Hello, Catherine.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you guys react at all? You're not shocked at all, Esther?
Lawrence is like terrified.
The ghost slowly turns its countenance to look upon Esther. You. All of you. I should have killed you the first day you walked into camp. I can see the two of you are wearing your real faces now. She glowers at both Lily and Florence. What did you do to my servants? What became of my crew?
Oh,
What became of me?
She pauses as she says that. She turns to face you, Lily, and she says, what do you mean?
Do you know who I am?
She like looks you up and down. And she says, a vicious little assassin? The next in the hand's long line of child soldiers?
And what of Ophelia's long-lost love?
Catherine like turns her head to the left as you say that, and then to the right as if she's trying to remember something. She says, Catherine's love. Ophelia's love. She shakes her head. Ophelia's love. Oh, yes. Yes. She like turns to look at you fully now, Lily, seeing your face for the first time because you had the death mask on the last time, right? So she's
Mhm.
realizing now. It is you. But why? Shouldn't you be with Ophelia? Back at the farmstead? What have they done to you? She turns to look at Esther and Florence. What sick lies have they fed you?
Well, now's your chance. Tell me what you know. I've brought you here for this purpose.
No. Of what? Of you? We succeeded. To a point. We journeyed to Death's realm. We killed Death. And we brought you back. Not in the way any of us expected. You were young.
But why?
Reborn. I don't know. Death is not my goddess. I follow something greater than that.
Who am I, really? Who was I?
From what Ophelia told me, you were a priest in the Church of the Verdant. You heard the sorrows of those of Chandler. You performed last rites. You were incredibly talented in the ways of grief counseling. There were rumors that you could speak to the dead, but that was not widely discussed. I don't know the full nature of your and Ophelia's relationship. She never talked about it all that much. But she convinced me of the power and secrets that I could wield, that I would know if I went on the journey with her. I did find power in the cloak. The Verdant gifted gifts to all of us. Before the journey, Ophelia conversed with the Verdant and got them herself. But as for you, I thought the mission was successful. I had been paid in both secrets and revolution. Finally, I was no longer someone crawling about on the streets of the city. I was somebody important. I had a following. I had people who respected me. I could have become something great until you killed me.
You got what was coming to you. I kind of look away and I get lost in my thoughts.
The ghost like kind of hovers there, looking over all of you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should ask about Joel or Marith and trying to
Yes.
get information. You say you were paid in secrets. What do you know about Joel?
No, there's no reason to speak of him. What of Marith?
Wow.
What do you know about Joel? Florence shelves that thought for later.
What of them? They were much like me. They wanted status and power, and Ophelia offered them a way to get it. Their skills and talents in their given fields were well known. Mareth had always been a high-ranking member of the merchants' force. He was called upon by the merchants in many altercations between them. A well-ranking war commander in his own right. When he was gifted the ability to entwine his soul with those of animals, he jumped at the chance. And after killing Death, the power that being a Verdanthi granted him was nothing short of world-changing. He's ambitious fellow, driven only by that, nothing else. He will continue to expand his territory until he owns everything. I would not be surprised if he's plotting to kill the other Verdanthi right now. It's part of the reason I always avoided him. Joel, on the other hand, sought
We don't need to talk about.
You do. Shut up.
artistic expression.
Lawrence.
He was always known as one who could move the hearts and minds of people by the statues and sculptures that he crafted, but his ability to manipulate the relics of others to such a degree, the ability gifted to him when he journeyed to Death's realm, his ability to change others by changing their relic, that was true power. No longer did he have to rely on art itself to move people's minds. He could just do it.
More like he was a true hack. Ugh.
There's like a wheezing laugh that comes from Catherine, and she says, "They all were compared to me, for I knew the truth of the matter. Ophelia was a fool, a servant of the Verdant. No. A servant of the Disgratia, of my God instead."
Mm.
Who did she go to? Who did she trust?
Ophelia, who did she trust? No one. Well,
How do I get to her?
maybe Watson, she says. Her butler has been with her for years. Her right-hand man, I suppose. I can't think of anybody else she would have cared for, other than you. How do you get to her? Oh, I see. Yes. Catherine considers this for a moment. You could use yourself as bait. But you would need to be very clever about it.
Mm. Ghost, you spoke of your god.
Disgratia.
What?
Yeah, it's a
Of
tough name.
Disgratia.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. But wasn't there like another name for it?
Lacuna is the actual name, but the cult of the Bright Eyes that Catherine led knew it as the Disgratia.
Right. You spoke. Your god, the Disgratia. What do you make of the name Lacuna?
I have never heard this term.
Never.
You said Ophelia was part of the Disgratia?
No, she was a servant of the Verdant, much like you. Isn't she Pontifex of the Church now? Yes. But they were misguided, misled, tricked by my God. I was there to make sure the mission went off without a hitch. And it did.
Where is your god?
Everywhere, she says.
God.
It's in the trees, in the dirt, in every living thing that struggles to break out of the eggshell that surrounds it and free itself. That first gasp of air you take when you live for the first time, that sweet, succulent taste of oxygen that fills your lungs, that is the dysgracia. That is the struggle. Even through my ghostly form, I can feel the weight of the city from here, the thronging masses of people navigating to and fro, fighting just to survive in this new world we created. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any more questions. I think we should put the ghost back in the box.
You're disgusting. And then I let go of my comrade's hands.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
I grabbed the hands. No. Okay, what?
I think specifically she needs to be banished, right? Because if we let go of our hands, then she'll
She'll
flee.
Is that how it works? Because, like, she's there because I put her there.
Yeah, the hands are creating containment, you know. So you need to put her back first, and then you can break the hand.
Oh, I need to put her back.
Yeah.
See? Okay.
So you say
You guys don't want me to accidentally not know how to end it, right?
don't. No, you made the roll. I'm not gonna double roll it on you. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I just use my mind power and
Yeah.
Peace out.
Catherine is pushed down back into the floor. She grabs onto the boards as she's like shoved down by this force, looks up at you through the cloak. She gives like one last smile, and then she's shoved into the floorboards, and the floor closes back up. Any candles that were in the room and lanterns that have dimmed flare back up. There's another crack and a flash of thunder from outside, and all of the windows and doors in Esther's workshop like suddenly throw themselves wide open and then bang shut as the floor comes back together.
And
I feel like I should
snatch
pass
the
out.
key.
You can like, yeah, you like feel limp for a moment. You fall back, Lily. You like fall back and like, oh, whoa. Yeah, Esther, you like catch the key as it falls. It like lifted itself from the floor and then it falls back down and you catch it.
And I pocket it.
Okay, it's back in your pocket.
I think I believe you now.
Mm.
That's it's giving. No, it's not something Florence would say.
It's giving what? It's giving what, Steph?
Gen Z.
Yeah, it's giving Gen Z. What?
It's giving.
All right.
That's fun. Okay. Holy shit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that sucks. But just to be clear, you're still working for your bed.
First of all, I have a new job, and so do you.
What does it
Can we
mean to be
focus?
deaf? What does it mean? I feel like this would cause Florence to spiral into all of her theology for a while. She's
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
And I'm like so relieved. I'm like, oh, like, thank you for believing me. I don't understand. Like, I need your help.
Yeah.
And you'll have our help. The plan hasn't
I don't
changed.
think I can go
Perhaps just
back.
the approach.
I think you gotta. I think
What?
approaching Ophelia as yourself is the way to go, but it'll be delicate, and you won't go in just now because that would be insane.
What about the
Wow.
hands?
The hands.
What are they what if they find out? What would they?
We're not going to tell the hands.
What if they do something to me? What if they do experiments?
I mean, you're deaf. You could do
Well-
things back. Holy shit, you're death.
Child,
Okay.
if they even attempt an experiment, I do not let anyone mess with my employees.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
To the bookstore.
The bookstore. We can go.
Library.
Favorite caterpillar man.
Yeah, so it's getting to be later in the day. You could go to the bookstore now. That's great. The meeting with Anna is tomorrow. Just let me know what you want to do. Anything's open. It also occurs to you, Florence, that if, as Catherine said, Lily was a priestess of the Church of the Verdant before, then the annals of the church, like the records of the church, might have something about her. But those will probably be heavily guarded. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember your time as a priest? If she remembers everything, like, what's the scope of that? That's what I really want to know.
Sure, yeah. I don't think you remember the full time as the priest. You remember like brief flashes and stuff. Like if you encounter something that triggers a memory, you'll probably remember that. But when I say full memories, I mean like you remember what this body remembers, right? And then a little before that. Yeah.
Yeah. I only really remember that there was some sort of ceremony. And then with me, it was me, but it wasn't me. And Ophelia. And then I remember seeing a seance. And so that's as far as we've gotten.
You also remember after the seance getting killed in a back alley. Like you were attacked.
I got murdered.
Yeah, that's how you died the first time, and that's what triggered Ophelia going to Death's Realm to get you back. But yeah.
But we don't know who killed me, huh?
No.
I think we need to figure out who your body was. I think that's important.
The vision made it look like a mugging, but like,
Yeah. And then also who killed you. I wonder if it was Florence thinks it could possibly be the hands of death that killed her. As like a theory.
Interesting. Why would they do that?
Well, they've been watching the priests of the Verdanthi for some time. They've been
right, but like, how can the goddess of death be a priest of the Verdanthi? Oh wait, I need to read.
Yeah, it was only your body was. Wow, this is confusing. Okay. I like it.
It's a little tangled. I'm happy to answer questions if people forget stuff. But yeah.
Okay. I wonder if Anna would have a contact who would know someone in the priests.
Well, it says that the Verdanthi killed me, so how could I have been oh, sorry. Is that a spoiler? It's right here. Nothing.
What are you looking at? What do you mean? What are you looking at?
The lore reference spreadsheet.
Oh. No. Nothing in there is going to be a spoiler.
Well, then we know who killed me.
What are you talking about? Hold on. I'm looking at this other reference.
I'm sorry.
Which section? Under Death, right? Apparently, Death was killed at the bequest of the Verdant, as the Verdant made the 5 heroes champions when they ventured into Death's realm of Ash to get back the soul. Is that what you meant, or
the first sentence? The third sentence. One of the 2 gods of Charis. She used to handle mortals and souls present in the hereafter. She was killed by the Verdanthi 6 years before the beginning of the campaign.
Yeah, so that is the incident where the Verdanthi went to Death's realm and killed her. That's what Ophelia's party did. Your death as Lily happened before that, right? Because the reason that Ophelia's party went to Death's realm to kill Death was to get your soul back. Or at least that was Ophelia's reason, and then she brought the other people along. Does that make sense?
So she went to Death's realm to bring the soul of the body back.
Yes.
But instead brought Death back?
That seems to be a bit of a weird thing, right? Like, ostensibly, what would have happened, and what Catherine thinks happened from the seance, is that the sequence of events was Lily's original body dies. Ophelia gathers a group of adventurers to go to Death's realm, kill Death. You know, this took a couple years of preparation, right? So Ophelia gathers all the necessary magical preparations and items she needs to perform the ritual to open the door to Death's realm, goes in. They kill Death for some reason, maybe it's necessary, get Lily's soul back, and then what should have happened is that whoever killed Death in that instance should have become Death, right? As that was in Lily's vision last time. For some reason, that didn't happen. What happened instead is that Lily came back, but not
So I'm Oppenheimer.
as herself, but as Lily, like, 11-year-old Lily, right? And then Ophelia raised her and killed her when she figured out what happened and then brought her back to life so she'd forget again. So, like, what happened with Death and, like, where Death is and who Death is, kind of up in the air. Now, Lily thinks she's Death because she saw that image in the mirror and the vision was, like, pretty clear about what happened there. But, like, who knows?
I need a walkabout. I gotta go.
My brain. Okay. All right. Where do I want to take this? I feel like at this point,
I go to the sink. No, wait.
Go to
I
the
go to
sink.
some random bucket and I grab a glass of water.
bucket. There's no cups in this house.
Yeah, there are probably no cups.
I
All
go
the cups
to
have been used for like paints and stuff.
I grab the old bath water and I like splash it on my face.
Splash. Yep.
It's really dirty.
Have we? Okay, again, I can't remember. Have we tapped into any Esther Joel lore for the company? I don't think we have.
No, not at the moment. And I
don't
haven't
think so.
I haven't talked to Tony about that personally, so I don't know if Tony, if you want to like bring stuff up and create it in the moment, that's cool, or we can wait until we talk. But yeah.
I mean, I'm down for both. I think all that is known is that Joel and Esther had a relationship and then eventually a contentious relationship.
Yeah.
That is what we know.
Yep.
That is what is true.
Okay. Florence turns to Esther and is like, "What? Why were you being so weird when she was talking about Joel?"
I wasn't being weird. That's just
Why
how you talk
wouldn't we
about
ask?
someone who
Why
sucks.
wouldn't we ask about Joel? We have to kill Joel.
You're certain of that?
You're not? You're not?
It's what we got hired to do.
Of course I'm certain
Why
of
do
it.
you still have the key? Why
What?
haven't you destroyed it?
I'm working. Great art takes time.
It does not take time. I've seen you be whatever a relic in like seconds.
Okay, listen. Not everything is what is going to happen at your timetables, like with your weird cult. And if I have my own feelings about
than me.
yeah. Listen. We are associates, Professor. Nothing more. That you should feel lucky that you're even graced with my presence and my abilities.
What are you hiding about Joel?
Okay, so perhaps Joel wasn't simply a one-time competitor of mine. And perhaps there are reasons why, I don't know, we have similar abilities. Perhaps. Hypothetically, there may be reasons.
Reasons such as
Reasons such as none of your business. I will go with you. I will... Yes, I
Will you?
suppose destroy his relic, whatever. But that is my past. That is my history.
And you
What
don't think
is his
it might
relic?
come up? Do you know his relic? Oh, you must.
Of course I know his relic.
What is it?
It's the tail feather of a bird.
It is definitely not the tail feather of a bird.
Wait, is it not? I was trying to make something up.
No.
course.
You don't know what Joel's relic is.
Wait, really? Why would I not know it?
That. Okay, so
Yeah, don't you know that when you boink, you just know each other's relic?
like, okay, do you think
It's like Avatar. Okay,
was
I'm
the
sorry.
relationship so close that he would have shared that very personal detail with you?
How about this, my GM? How about he and I shared the relationship with each other, so he knows Esther's relic as well.
Okay, fair enough. What is your relic, by the way?
I'll tell you once I've thought of something cool.
Okay, all right. Joel's relic is a paintbrush, a very fine, well-crafted paintbrush, with intricate wood inlays.
And I say as such.
Oh, you tell the truth?
Oh, fuck.
I think
It's
you should
the tail
compel
feather of a
Cody
bird.
to not tell the truth.
You could lie. You could definitely lie. And if people care, we can roll deceive. We don't have to, though.
Oh. That, I feel like I probably should. That does make sense if I lie. Alright, so indeed I say, yes, it's the tail feather of a bird.
I say roll deceive.
All right. Then
Okay.
roll deceive v people's empathy.
Alright, here we go.
2. Nobody who cares. Roll empathy to oppose.
All right, hold on. There you
Ooh. Looks like Esther and Florence are tied. So that means that
Feels right to me.
yeah, Florence wouldn't know that Esther's lying, but there is always this kind of general question about Esther, right? So
go. Mm-hmm.
you're like, all right, I guess it could be. But there's this little thing in the back of your head where you're like, but that doesn't. All right, yeah.
Okay, so she like squints her eyes a little bit, and she's like, "What? Like the one in your hat?"
Hmm? N- yes.
Uh-huh.
And I take the feather off and I stuff it into my pocket.
Perfect. Yeah, Lily, unless you want to spend fate points, you have no idea. You believe it's a tail feather, rather.
Oh, I'm totally I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like tired, doing my own thing.
Right,
You know.
right. So, where to now, gang? What's next?
Mm.
We can also
Um,
just fast forward to like the meeting tomorrow if like people don't have anything they want to investigate. But there are a couple of leads I think you folks have.
I think. Not to be like that person, but I think Florence needs to go research stuff.
Totally.
To the bookstore. No, to the library.
And I kind of want to go see what Lynn's up to.
Absolutely.
Oh
Forgot
my.
about Lind. I forgot.
Oh my. I wonder if Lind knows anything. No, well,
I mean,
Wait.
he was a member of the Bright Eyes. It's unlikely he'd know anything about the inner workings of the Verdanthi, but who knows?
Isn't he a well-known merchant?
He is, yes.
mm-hmm.
Perhaps. Okay, yeah, I think I know why Esther would want to go speak to him.
Great. Let's break up into scenes. Let's do Lily, did you have anything you wanted to do?
No, I absolutely want to go read with
Okay.
Florence, per usual.
Cool. All right.
If, as long as that's okay.
Totally. No. Well, it's okay with
It
me.
makes sense.
So Florence and Lily head off. Let's do Esther's scene first, but let's take a short break and then we'll come back. So see you all
Okay.
in 5, all right?
See you all in 5.
Okay, we are back, everybody. Welcome. Okay, let's kick it off with Esther's scene first. So Esther goes to talk to Lind. Now,
Yes.
it is in the evening, but yes.
Question for you: is there a merchants guild or something like that?
Oh, yes. So my vision is that before the Verdanthi took over, Chandla was like mostly managed by merchants. It was I can't remember the name of that government type, but it was a merchant run city state, right? So there's a whole bunch of different collections of merchants and such. So yeah, there is a Grand Merchants Guild of Chandla, yes. There is also like I think you would have an idea of where Lind's house is, right, in the city. If you wanted to go there.
I'm just imagining like maybe like I'd left a message, like a note, or like sent someone along, some urchin, maybe Lilith, like to go like tell Lynn to meet up with me somewhere.
Oligarchy, that's what I'm thinking of.
I'm in no condition to run errands for you.
Yeah, but I think correct, but I think Esther still sort of just like assumed you would do it anyways.
Oh,
I think
Even if you don't.
I think Esther hands it off, and then Lily like hands it to somebody else. Then it gets done anyway.
That sounds right. I don't know. I'm imagining like so like a grand merchant. Sorry, you said not guild. There was a word you used there.
It's the Grand Merchants Guild of Chandla. Yeah.
Okay, the Grand Merchants Guild of Chandla. Like, is there like some sort of administrative building, or is there like?
Yes, it's made up of 3 individual towers, like one central tower and then 2 other towers, and then a main courtyard. And the administrative building is in the main building. So like it's probably closed now because it's like late at night. But yeah. What
Okay.
are you thinking?
I'm almost imagining some sort of like, I don't know. I guess bar, but I was almost thinking more like a cafe or something like that, like nearby, like within sight of the place.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there could be a pub that the administrators frequent. These days, its power has decreased significantly. So yeah, there could definitely be like a pub or a cafe nearby. What's it called? How does it look?
I'm imagining it's something along the lines of like the last coin or something like that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
And I'm imagining like a surprisingly large window that just has like a view of the towers.
Mhm.
Like, and then there's like a long bar, like a long wooden bar, like standing bar, like that looks out the window.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm imagining Esther is standing, just sort of like having purchased some sort of drink, but then decidedly not drinking any of it.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, makes sense. Getting messages. Oh, sorry. A chat. Lily just sent over pictures of her cat watching the game.
tee.
All right. Yeah, Esther's standing there in this wide window. You sent the note. What did the note to Lynn say?
I think it had something probably like really ambiguous and maybe even uncomfortable. Something like "I need you, Lind."
Okay. And it gave like the time and place.
Yeah.
Okay. Now was this? Okay. All right. Sounds good. So you're waiting there for probably 15 minutes, and then Lind You see Lind walking down the street, dressed in his fine clothes with his stylish nightcap-looking hat on. He looks around, hikes up his belt a bit, wanders in front of the wide window of the cafe, and sees you inside. Gives a little jaunty wave and walks in. You hear the ding of the bell and the other patrons, the clattering of these cups for these late evening guests. He comes over to the window seat. Ah, Esther, it's been a while. Happy to see you. I have great news. Excellent news, in fact.
Oh yes. Tell me all about it, Lind.
I have found you a patron.
A patron?
Yes, somebody who's interested in your art. She goes by the name of Franny Beckett. She's a deposed merchant, but her family...
Wait. Someone... And, like, the guise is completely broken. Someone completely interested in my art?
Yes,
Really?
she wants to sell it. She wants to sell it and do showings for you around the city. This is the first step.
Showing my art? Around the city?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. What... details, the details. What?
Right, well, she's a merchant. Franny Beckett is her name, Mercer Beckett. She's was, of course, deposed a bit when the Verdanthi came into power, but she sustained a large amount of capital, and she wants to get into the art game, and she thinks you're a fresh new voice, and she's looking to fund it. Fund your ascension, as it were. And hopefully take a commission of some of your pieces.
My ascension, yes. I like that word. Ascension. Ooh, it has a way of, like, rising up from an already high, incredible place where I am to an even higher, incredible place.
Yes, I think usually it's used to describe one ascending to godhood.
Godhood. Well, that actually sounds pretty horrible, but yes, other than that, yes. Okay, sure, great. We shall meet sometime.
We shall indeed. We should meet soon, in fact. Probably later this week, I would say. If your other activities don't get in the way.
You know, Lind, one of my favorite aspects of you is your incredible discretion and the way that you shiftily look left and right as you say other activities in a crowded bar.
It's important to keep up a certain mystique among the common folk.
Mystique among the common folk, indeed. Now you're speaking my language. Lind, that will happen next week. Fantastic. Here, as a thank you, and I think I hand Lind some money.
He, okay, yeah, sure. He takes it. He's like, wonderful. I'll take this as a bonus for the finder's fee.
Lind, you've been around the old Merchants Guild for a while now, I guess?
Yes, I spent many an hour here until I got involved with the Bright Eyes. He sighs heavily. Shame I had to get involved with them after the whole Verdanthi business, but after Marith kicked us out of our stations, what were we supposed to do? Had to make money somehow.
Well, I'm wondering if you might know of another Verdanthi, perhaps.
He blinks.
A Verdanthi who you may even have had business dealings with in the past. And I'm wondering if you perhaps even know how he's doing and what he's up to these days.
Well, I'm going to guess you're not talking about Marith, which, narrows it down. I know Joel, yes, not personally. I've rubbed elbows a couple of times. He's a well-known artist, currently on a retreat, from what I hear. Going on some sort of artistic journey of self-discovery. I think he's due back soon. Can't say when.
Not another one of his retreats. Ugh.
Well, anything he can do to keep the artistic juices flowing. I mean, the process certainly works for him.
Oh, you think so?
And Esther, you could look out of the big window across to the merchant's main courtyard, where one of Joel's sculptures is actually on display in the middle of the merchant's courtyard, next to a fountain. It's like a sculpture of a man with a robe draped over him, holding a hand up with a bird landing on one finger.
Yes, I suppose that
Lynn just
isn't
gestures. Sorry.
I suppose not the very worst thing I've ever seen with my eyes.
He's quite talented. Honestly, I'm impressed with his ability to, what's that word artists use? Manifest the form or whatever. It looks like a person, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, he always was able to depict the natural world. Now, tell me, Lind, if I wanted to, again, hypotheticals, feel like I'm speaking in hypotheticals a lot today, but whatever. If I wanted to meet up with him, or I even hate the phrasing I just used there. That sucked. If I wanted to somehow send a message, would you be able to assist with this?
He sniffs and he says, He leans in closer to you. I don't want to really be involved with you people anymore in that capacity, if you know what I mean.
What I fail to see what you mean. He is a merchant much like yourself. I'm asking my friend for a favor.
My friend, your group has a very specific mission that you are all engaged on, and if I am to be the manufacturer of some sort of trap, I do not intend to participate.
Ever said anything about a trap, Lind?
Oh, I just took from your... Isn't that what you're doing? Why else would you want to talk to him?
My request is to send a message, not that you read my message.
Yes, but will the sending of this message directly result in him being harmed?
No, and perhaps it may, in fact, prevent such a thing.
Oh. Well then. All right. Oh, I can do that. Yes. What would you like me to say?
And Esther passes him a letter that they've already written.
All right. Lynn takes it, tucks it into the folds of his robes. It's sealed, I'm assuming.
Indeed.
Okay. He says, "Good. Excellent. I will get right on that."
Thank you, Lind.
Now, before you go gallivanting off on another mission, you must meet Franny. She'd love to talk to you.
That may be difficult. I suspect I'll be gone for a short period of time. Next week is more likely.
Oh, all right. I'll see if I can hold her off for at least a week.
Okay.
Artists and their whims, right? He elbows you. Was there anything else?
Oh, I don't know. Stand here and complain with me for a while, and I pass him my drink.
Oh, cappuccino. Takes a sip. Okay. Unless there's anything else, let's cut away from that. Back to Florence and Lily. So, what are you two doing?
All right. Let's take us to my office at the university.
Okay.
I'm wearing my little assistant mask.
Totally.
Oh yeah. What was your name? I forgot.
It's written down here somewhere. Hold on.
Wow, this is a while ago.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like you should just call me by my. Oh, whoa. But.
Gwen.
What?
Gwen.
Gwen.
Is it Gwen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
What is
basically what I want to do. Or
what
do you
does
wanna-
Florence's office look like first? Just want to let's get a picture of this scene a bit.
Scene
Sure.
setting.
Yeah.
Scene setting. Okay, so Florence's office is not enormous. It's pretty tiny. It's this room. It's got a window. It's got a big desk that's just piled with paperwork and a lot of homework she needs to grade, but clearly has not done that because she's off killing people.
Mm-hmm.
And and bookshelves that are just crammed in there. There's too many bookshelves for the space. Part of one covers the window. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a lot of plants, some that are dying and some that are, they seem decorative, but they are part of her studies of the Verdanthe.
Okay.
And yeah.
I feel like I have a really small little corner where there's some herbs growing.
You definitely have that. There's 2 chairs, and then, like, only one of us can really stand up at one time, and there's a 3rd chair that I use for when students come in, but it's, like, shoved behind the door.
Okay.
Yes.
I love this Professor Core fantasy.
Thanks.
Someone has slipped a letter underneath your door.
Mm,
And it's addressed
good.
to you, and you recognize that it has the name of one of your students on it. By the name of where is it? Rebecca Kell is the name. And it says, Professor Florence, I understand that you probably work a difficult and arduous job and hold long hours, but it has been several weeks since I've submitted my paper and I've yet to receive a grade, and frankly, I think it's your duty as a professor to accurately grade my papers and report to me on my performance. I don't understand why I've had to wait so long, and I worked very hard on the paper, and I'm sure as you'll know, you realize that as you're reading it. And frankly, my parents are paying for this education, so I feel I deserve some sort of reinforcement or at least report on how I'm doing. So please, at your earliest convenience, if you could help me resolve this matter. Rebecca Kell. And you look at that letter, and then you notice, like, somebody has stuffed like 3 other letters from Rebecca Kell into an inbox on your desk.
Incredible.
They all have similar content.
Oh wow, role playing is awesome.
Her persistence for a good grade is it's next level. Even I wasn't like this with my professor. It's good. It's good. I tasked Gwen with digging through all of the graded or the work that needs to be graded and finding Rebecca's and just putting an A on it and then like putting in the outbox so she'll leave me alone.
Yeah, totally.
Unread.
You do catch the title of the paper. Its
Which is
its title is The God of the Gaps. Something in between? ?
oh.
Maybe while I read it,
yeah.
while I'm TAing,
Yes.
something catches my eye.
Yeah, you can read over the paper. It is a exploration of some old Yatharan tablets from a very long time ago and the archaeological significance of them, and how they suggest that there is a possible. The world has 2 gods, right? The Verdanth and Death. There is a possible 3rd god that exists, and in fact, what these tablets suggest is that there is only one god that exists, right? The paper doesn't mention the name of the god. It can't really pull that from the tablets, but it mostly goes over in detail, what these tablets say.
Hey, Florence, you should. You know this Rebecca girl that you're teaching? She might have something here. You should look at this. I hand it over. There's a huge A already marked on the paper.
Yep. And I skim it and then I start reading it again and can I do a lore roll to figure out what I know about tablets?
You don't need to do a lore roll.
Cool.
What's happened here is that there are some old Yatharan tablets inside the library of the university, right? Probably cataloged a long time ago with all the other artifacts that the university contains. And she has, in her research, found these and decided to write this paper about it, which was part of the assignment, right? It was to write about Verdant theology, but she's taken kind of a left turn with it.
Ooh, this is interesting. What do you think? Do you want to take a field trip? And then Florence laughs just like that because she thinks she's so funny. And
I don't laugh at all.
To the library, let's go, or the archives, I guess, and go check it out. Yeah, let's do that. That
Artifact
sounds fun.
storage. Now you came in here with a mindset. So what were you thinking of doing?
I did. I wanted to. Oh, I had this idea before the break, and then I did not write it down. All right, hold on. Come back. I wanted to. Basically. It was something that Catherine said that I wanted to look up, but I don't remember. Oh, what? Yes, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to grab my relic off the shelf.
Ah, what is it?
It's a children's book of fables that's illustrated.
Ah.
Aww.
Mm-hmm. And I've decided, better grab that before somebody else just walks into my unlocked office.
Cool. Gonna hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's next?
Well, now we gotta go check out the archives.
All right. You make your way out of your office down to the library of the Chandlin University and head into the archive storage. As you're passing by the receptionist, she like looks up and sees you come in. You know, you have to like sign in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she like smiles at you, you know, nods, you sign in, and she gives you this look. She's like, "Oh, Professor Florence, did you happen to speak to the church guard?"
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, they, I guess they wouldn't be here now. They came by looking for you a couple of days ago. She pauses for a moment. They said they just had some questions they wanted to ask you, maybe about some sort of theological question. I don't know. They
Tell
said
them, like,
they said they'd be back
you-
though. Sorry.
they'd be back. Well, if you see them again and they happen to miss me again for some reason, I don't know how, tell them to write me a memo and put it in my inbox like everyone else does. Thank you.
Sure, of course. Yes, Professor. You move on from there, proceeding from the library into the artifact storage room, which is in the basement of the library underneath it. And there are basically these rows upon rows of, you know, those shelves that you can like roll on racks that like connect together, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's wooden
Mhm.
versions of those that have basically, and there are some of the shelves are made up of like just shelves which have scrolls and books and things stuffed into them. Some of them are have fronts of like wire cages that protect individual artifacts in different compartments, right? So you can like look through a catalog on the wall, find the appropriate shelf, crank a crank that moves the shelves aside, and then find what you're looking for. The tablets themselves are listed, and it's easier to find because you're referencing Rebecca's paper. The tablets themselves are listed as well as the history of everybody who has checked them out in the past. So like a record of that. And you can like crank the crank, and the shelves split apart to show a one of these cubbies encased with wire, a wire cage around it that has 6 stone tablets positioned on like little metal standees, and they seem to be very old, sturdy, and carved in the ancient Yatharan language. There are notes on translations, and there's even a small book by the tablets, which seems to explain their contents.
Those are fun. Okay.
Given my sporadic memories, is that something that will you tell me when random, because I don't know
Yeah.
if there's any relation.
No,
but
I'll let you know when something triggers
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. I lean in and I take a look, and I'd like to read the lead translation again.
Okay. So the tablets themselves detail the formation of an ancient practice of basically ritual sacrifice that allowed the ancient Yatharans to transfer spirits from one body to another. And it was said that they were able to do this following the rites of their god. They don't give a direct name of the god in the tablets. They keep saying, like, the word for the god is just, like, emptiness, right? It's like the Yatharan word for emptiness, which is not a proper noun. And you're getting the sense reading through like the tablets and the translation that saying the name of the god itself would be seen as like a disrespectful action to the Yatharans. But they do mention that like the god had 6 rites that were aligned to him, and there is a rite on each one of the tablets. Each one of the tablets kind of details what those are. the translation is loose about these, but loosely translated, they translate to the Rite of the Rift, which you read allows one to see into the beyond, the place beyond life and death, outside of the god's purview. This is the first step for understanding this god of emptiness. There's the Rite of Reconstruction, which allows one to reconstitute new matter from other pieces of organic matter, right? So you have a bunch of like individual pieces of matter, like cuttings of plants or maybe blood and bones, and you can reconstitute bodies from that. There's the Rite of Resilience, which allows one to increase the structural integrity of a living thing, right? So muscles get stronger, fists can punch through stone. The tablet describes somebody using this rite and then taking like a metal bar and bending it and breaking it in half. The Rite of Repurpose allows one to transpose a spirit from one vessel to another. That's the one that's mentioned, the sacrifice. And then there is the Rite of Routes, which allows one to not just see into the beyond, but travel into it.
Whoa.
Rebecca's paper focused on more of the theological history of the tablets and like the references to mostly the academic interest of it, right? It's heretical in a bit. It's definitely mostly seen as like, old kind of a belief that didn't really have any grounds or basis in reality. So she wrote her paper on that from like interest point, like how did we develop into the two god system that we have now, and why did the Etharians believe this? But for your purposes, the rites are definitely more interesting.
Right. I pull Gwen over and I'm like, what do you think if we tried one of these? Because now that I've seen her do one of a seance, I'm like, oh, anything's possible.
So trying one of them would require a lot of research time to figure out the exact like methods of performing them, right? You'd have to cross-reference books and like do certain things along that line. But yeah.
Oh, I think that'd be interesting. Actually, so I asked him, I was like, which one of these would you want to try if you could?
Oh, I mean, seeing beyond I think it would answer more questions. The Rite of the Rift, is that
so
seeing or
one of them?
I thought you guys would. I should also remind you, the Rite of the Rift is the name of the game that the Bright Eyes played up at the chalet. That's what they called it.
Oh, I forgot. Okay,
I forgot.
Wow.
I knew I recognized it.
It's been a while, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow. So they figured this out. Okay.
They did. Well, they figured out a way to do it.
Yeah.
But only one, like the winner, got to do it, correct?
Yes. Only the one who was victorious, which was Rella 2 years in a row. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why did we kill Rella? Okay, it's fine. Fine.
It's fine.
At the time, there was like a lot of scary stuff that she was doing along the lines of trying to kill us.
There was a full-blown lion. Like, it was reasonable.
Yeah. It was reasonable.
It's okay. Yeah, we don't. Oh crap, my cat.
Her what?
Her cat's causing trouble.
Gotcha.
They must have done the Rite of Repurpose on Lily.
You also flashback to Ernie and the Vats.
And Ernie and the Vats. Ernie and the Vats is my new.
Yeah, that's what yeah, that's what I thought of.
Ernie and the Vats. Yeah.
So okay, it's the Rite of Resilience, the Rite of Repurpose,
the Rite of Reconstruction, the Rite of, you know what?
Got it. Okay.
I'll put this in the lore document. Yeah. I'll put this in the lore document, and I will post it in our Foundry chat.
I think it'd be really interesting to do the one of routes. To travel into the beyond. And
Yeah.
yeah. I wonder if there's anything else down here that it's probably not Gwen's first time down here, but that she's reacting to, if there's any sort of item.
I'm generally anxious right now. Like you're suggesting we do these things, and that's like freaking me out. So I'm just generally like I'm like getting clammy, like the colors like draining from my face slowly as you're like suggesting these things.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it would be easy for you to and then Florence like shuts up because she like starts to remember where she is, and she's like, people are this is the easy place to get listened to.
There's nobody else down here right now, for clarity's
No.
sake, since it's so late in the day. But yeah.
It's late in the day, but still she's a little bit paranoid. And for good reason. And gosh, I think she should study the Rite of Routes.
Okay. That will
And I
take a
think
while, and it's difficult to pull
will.
together. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
This is basically like if Florence is like really getting into this, like Lily, you're starting to feel like, oh, you're gonna be down here for like 4 hours, maybe more. Is Gwen sticking around, or?
I'm reading these really quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking of Esther, and I'm debating if I should grab any literature and like smuggle it out. How difficult would it be to smuggle out some literature?
I mean, you could take anything from my office.
But aren't we in the
Artifact
vault?
storage? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can check out things just legally. Like you don't have to sneak them out. It just goes under Professor Florence's name because she has the right to do that as a professor of the academy of the university.
Mhm.
So you don't have to steal them, unless you didn't want anybody to know that you took it. Then your name wouldn't be on the books. I mean, you could always use a fake name, but you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to let Florence weigh in, but I'm curious if Esther would find any interest in the Rite of Reconstruction or repurpose, because that's, what Esther does, kind of.
And just to like be clear, like if normal people didn't have the context that you both have because of what you've experienced, they'd look at these things and they'd be like, well, those are nuts, right? It's like how we look at occult like rituals today and go like, you can't turn lead into gold, right? But yeah.
Yeah, I'll just like take a little book and just, you don't have to use it, but like I'm just thinking of you, pal.
Wow.
I feel like Lily should be looking into more of the priesthood of
Oh, that's a
Nancy.
better idea. Yes, please. I would like to read about priesthood.
And that would be easy.
Yeah, that wouldn't even require a roll, I'd say. You can look into that. Look up some
Because
library
that's
books.
all over the place. That's like
Yeah. I'll tell you just generally.
How about you like chuck a book at me and you're like, you should read this.
Go learn something.
Sure. So what do we want to resolve first?
Let's do me and the routes.
Okay. So you're going to spend a lot of time here researching this, right? Trying to figure out how to perform it if it is possible. Go ahead and give me, this is really, really hard. Go ahead and give me a lore roll with difficulty of 6.
Okay. Do 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, cool. Well, let's just go forth and see what we got to start with. Excellent. And this is not a challenge, right?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. So I use my fate point here, and I'm gonna roll my high concept, or add 2 for my high concept.
Okay.
And does that work? There we go. Okay. And then I'm also
So if
Gonna-
you click that button, it also just subtracts the fate point from your sheet. I put it back, but just all you need to do is hit the button. You don't need to do
Oh.
both. Yeah.
fancy. We
Yeah.
love Foundry. Okay. And then I'm gonna use a second fate point, and I'm gonna tag my first adventure with great power comes great torment, because I'm looking for more power.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. All right.
You can say no.
No, I think it makes some sense. Yes, I think that makes sense because that aspect is about you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Hit that button.
Amazing.
All right. You succeed. So Florence goes into a flurry of research, the kind of trance that you haven't fallen into for a while. And it feels good, I think, to like stretch your legs and get back into academia again. And it takes you some time. You have to cross-reference like a bunch of different like books and old subtexts and things that are stored in the library on how to perform this, right? You're looking around, thumbing through pages. You have to look up like Yotharian history and culture, like what do they mean when they say this thing? What is, what the heck does a like a 18 finger long line of bone dust mean in the context of like the Yotharian culture, like that sort of thing. Looking through all that stuff, and you pull together what you think is a translated and, as best as you can tell, detailed list of steps for performing the Rite of Routes. Doing so involves the thing is that as you're putting all this together, you realize that doing so involves the the maiming, but not the killing of a living creature. And you cross-reference a bunch of different books, and you're like a couple of times, you're like, come on, there's got to be another way. And like every source you go to, it's like, no, that is a main component that is required. Like something has to suffer for this to occur. You need that. You need to draw or basically construct some sort of doorway on like a wall of pure stone or a wall of pure wood. One or the other. It can't be an assimilation of the two. And then you need to amass a lot of, let's see. You basically need to spend a bunch of money on like proper herbs and incenses, or like get them in some other way to like create the sort of like, in common like understanding, these herbs tend to like create mild hallucinations, so you're like, okay, this is probably what actually happened. They got high and then they thought they saw these things, right?
Yeah.
But you need to buy these sorts of herbs and then burn them, and then you can perform that rite.
Amazing.
It details that like it opens the way and allows one to pass through, but it has to be performed again on the other side to get back.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And does it say what kind of places I can go?
It just says the beyond,
Okay, great.
which, as far as the
Perfect.
Yotharian's concerned, is the realm of this god of emptiness.
Oh my gosh. Perfect. Okay.
Lily, in the meantime, you're looking up information about the church.
Well, I actually think my most pressing matter is possibly like marriage logs.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That okay?
I don't. That would be more in like a government records office. I honestly, I haven't.
Okay.
I didn't think about that. but you could
I gotcha.
you could
Ha-ha!
certainly check one of those to see if there's any recorded you know.
I would like. I think just where Lily is at right now. As much as I am very interested in these like generalized concepts, I'm also like a little focused on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and like I would like to collect information on Ophelia in whatever way and find any sort of confirmation of like a name, date, things like that. So if there's nothing here for me, okay, fine. I'll read about priesthood.
Oh, you could also leave and go look up this stuff while Florence is busy. Florence is going to be
I'm
busy for
leaving.
hours. All right.
I have to go.
Don't feel locked into the university. Yeah.
Maybe I took a book of priesthood with me.
Sure,
for
that's
later.
fine. You can check it out. Yeah, so you want to go look up like government office, like the marriage licenses and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the government offices of Chandla are like on this high hill, and there's this single like stone government building that is pretty flat related to all the other houses in the city. And there's a single twisting spire that comes out of it, around which a number of ghosts are like hovering. And you realize as you approach it, like these ghosts are in a queue as well to like go down to the government office and be like assigned credentials and like be recorded. So like they're bound here, and then even in death they have to go through this red tape, and then they are moved to like another spire in Chandla, where they can hang about someplace else.
Wow.
Like most normal people can't hear them, right? So the government employees are just like looking at them and trying to figure out who they were in life, and then like recording their information. But you can hear just like mutterings and mumblings and like confused whimpers coming from the ghosts as like you get closer to the building. You walk inside. There is a clerk sitting behind the desk of like this like polished mahogany counter with like a glass window in front of it, and there's like a little shade that he can slide up and down, like a man, I can't think of words today. Like a shield that he can slide up and down to like open the portal, and he's got like slick back black hair, a thin mustache, handlebar mustache. Looks at you as you walk in. Ah, well, good evening, young lady. What can I do for you?
Hi. I'm doing research for a history paper, and I was hoping I could retrieve some license records.
He like raises his eyebrows. About
Oh, like marriage would be a good start.
marriage, birth.
It's a broad topic.
He narrows his eyes. He says, marriage, birth, and death certificates?
Yes, that's perfect. Yes.
He sighs and like points down the way. He says, go down that hallway, head up to the 3rd floor, ask the woman at the counter to see the marriage licenses.
Oh, thank you.
Proceed on. Thankfully, nobody else is interested in this topic as you are. You get to that office. The woman like sighs and gestures at a number of like books and records behind you, behind her in like the back part of the counter that have been kept for a while. And she says, do you have the name of one of the 2 or 3 involved, or one of the parties?
Ophelia? Blah, blah, blah.
She like looks at you
I don't
and like
know.
raises her eyebrows, and she says, Ophelia, waiting for a last name.
The what is her title?
The Verdanthe,
I've
or the
never-
Pontifex of the Church of the Verdant, like one of the 2.
Yeah, the verdant one.
She like scrunches her eyebrows up. She's like, you mean Ophelia, like the Verdanthe Ophelia?
That's the one. I'm writing a paper about her for school.
I see. Well, give me a minute, she says, and she turns around and walks off. You can see that she's like looking through the books for a while, and then she like pulls out this heavy book, flips, thumbs through it. She goes, oh, huh. Walks back over to you. She says, I'm sorry, miss, but that record, we have no records on Ophelia. They've been expunged.
Oh, well, that's most unfortunate for me. Probably why I picked it for a paper. Silly me.
I'm sure you could go to the church and ask them about it.
That's a decent idea. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Have a nice evening.
I look around and kind of like scan the room to see if there's not anything else I can spot. Should I roll a notice roll for anything, or I could just make my way to the church?
Yeah, there's nothing you can see. Now, going to the church, right, you probably want to be wearing a death mask or some sort of, because remember, you're still
I'm
wanted.
Gwen.
Yes, you're Gwen. Okay, you're currently Gwen.
I'm still Gwen.
Right,
yeah.
Right. All right. Cool. No, you don't know. This is a government building. Like, there's nothing else. Yeah.
Off to the church I go.
All right. The Church of the Verdant. It is the main one, the big one, has 4 towers in Chandla that stand at 4 corners, with a central courtyard that leads up to it, and there's these like high arch ceilings, and then the main cathedral of it. You can see there's like wildflowers growing all around the edges of the building. There are 2 fountains in the courtyard as you make your way up, surrounded by hedgerows. And there are, of course, a number of like church tower guards standing around here, dressed in like full armor with their green hoods on. There is a high golden gate that is closed during hours when the church is not worshiping. So like when it gets really late at night, to keep people out, or like dissidents outside of the church. But for the most part, it's left open to the public. You can just stroll right in. You'll pass by a number of church guards as you do so, and you'll enter into the main cathedral of the church. It's made up of these high vaulted stone ceilings that go up. You can see like the crinolines of the towers peeking out of the windows behind it, and there is like an altar, a dais that the altar stands on, several pews and rows for when services are announced. There is also a couple of tables laid out for the various rites that go on during the church services. Like they do things like body wellness in here, like they do like Tai Chi, not actual Tai Chi, but they do like exercises and stuff to stretch the body. Sometimes the priests will do massages, that sort of thing.
Any memories stirring in this courtyard?
As you walk into there's nothing like that like hits you, right? And you're kind of like tracing back through your old memories doing this, but like nothing really triggers when you're here. Maybe it's because you were here so often in your old life that like it doesn't really catch anything. But yeah.
Sure. Okay.
You do remember, well, maybe you don't remember, but you do kind of think for a second that the church does have annals, right? They do have records of their own, which may have something. But those would be closely watched, probably.
Okay, well, I'd like to scope out nearby, maybe head that direction and just see like what the setting is. Like try and get into like a back hallway, I suppose, sort of situation.
Yeah, so that's in the records themselves will be kept in the northwest tower. So you can proceed back there. You find your feet actually kind of like follow the path without you really knowing it. You don't really know how to get there, and then you kind of just walked there. And you're like, oh wait, maybe I do know, and The door to that tower, you'd have to enter the tower, climb a set of stairs, and then there would be a records room, right, where you could look these things up. There are 2 church tower guards standing in front of the door to that tower. And you'd also guess that at the top of the stairs, the door to the records room would be locked. They kind of you walk into the back hallway, heading towards the tower entrance, and they kind of watch you. They turn to, look at you. They both have hands on clubs that they have by their sides. They give you friendly little waves.
I would like to create a agreeability dust. And then I would like to attempt to distribute that to the guards to get in.
So they are heavily armored, and they have They have hoods on, and the hoods have masks that draw in front of their faces. So really, the only thing you can see about them is their eyes, right? That look out from under these green cloaks. So getting substances into them is kind of difficult. It's particularly hard. So you're gonna have to describe to me exactly what you do to get this to work, if it can work.
It would be a very fine dust. So as long as I'm able to blow it into their into their masks, it would seep into their eyeballs,
into the
mouth holes.
membranes of the eyes. Okay,
all of them. Yeah.
Okay. I think at that point, then, it being agreeability. Okay, it needs to be some sort of a hallucinogen, then, right? It needs to have a stronger effect, because if you blow dust in somebody's face and then go, now let's talk about what I want, that's gonna, But I think we can kind of roll with it, assuming it's a stronger effect, where it makes them woozy and knocks them out for a bit.
Very well.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's have crafts to have crafted this thing in the past. So give me a crafts roll at difficulty. This is 3. This is pretty tough to make. And then we'll see what you roll on that first. Got it in 1. So you got it, but with a consequence.
I will bump that up with a fate point.
Tagging which aspect?
I'm going to tag Herbologist Apprentice.
Hey, look at that. There you go. All right. Hit that button, bump it up.
I'm scared if I press a button. Oh, wait, here we go.
Underneath fate point actions, just press the plus. Oh, yeah, it broke again. Wow, there's something bugged about your connection. Okay, we'll figure it out.
It's not broken on my side this time. It looks fine.
Oh, weird. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, everything's weird.
Okay, so you bumped it up to 5. Great. Success. Okay, so you've made this powder, and how do we get it into the guards' faces? What do you think is a good skill for that?
I was thinking I don't know. I go the ditzy route, and I'm oh, hey, I'm so happy you guys are here. I am studying for, I'm writing a paper, and then all of a sudden I trip and fall, and then I'm ow, I'm, help. I think I dislocated my knee.
Your knee? Okay. All right.
My ankle.
Cool. All right. This is sounding like deceive to me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you want to actually dislocate your ankle to dodge the roll.
Ooh.
I would like to deceive them.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to oppose with the guards' empathy then, which they have 0 of. So this is just it's a roll off, right? Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta add in empathy here to roll it. Ooh, I caps lock on. Here we go.
Okay, I can make that work. Okay. I'm gonna tag I am gonna tag does what it takes, a fighter, a survivor, because I am really being theatrical here and using my physique
Cool.
to be very convincing.
Makes sense. +2, so that gets it to 1, which is a success. So you like, my ankle, and they're like, are you all right, miss? Here, let us help you to the entrance. I can take a look at that.
And then I grab the dust out of my pocket and I just go and
Yeah.
like blow it into their faces.
There's a moment where they like both stumble back. They're like blinking their eyes, like stumbling around, and they're like, what? And they like fall back against the wall. One of them puts their hands up against the stone wall to steady themselves and like, poison. And they like slide down the wall. You better hurry. Somebody's going to notice that they're knocked out pretty soon.
I'm going to grab the key and open the door. Yep.
So you can yeah, I guess they would. Okay, yeah, you grab the guard's ring of keys that they carry, and you open the door to the stairwell, ascend, and get into the records room. Unlock the door. You are in a room filled with rolled up scrolls, books, cataloged notes, that sort of thing. Histories upon histories of who has run the church. And then there, as you enter the room, there is a large painted portrait of Ophelia hung up over the books in this room that stares down at you as you investigate.
Woofda. Okay, I'm gonna search high and low and look for, like official licensees and certificates. Do I need to roll anything for that?
Yeah, this is going to be a notice roll, and let's call it notice difficulty. It's not average, but I'm going to say it's notice difficulty 2.
Okay, I will I'm burning through fate points here. I will tag my burdened, troubled past. I'm burdened because I need answers.
Okay. All right, sure. So cool. So you kick that up to 2. So that's success with a cost.
Oh, now it won't let me do it. It says I have no fate points, but I do.
You have 0 fate points. Interesting.
I have 1 fate point
Okay.
left. Like I had 2 and now I have 1. It's weird. Okay. Sorry.
I got
now
it.
what?
I got it for it. Oh, what the heck? All right, something's broken. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix this.
Oh, it's fine. Okay.
Weird. Oh, I think I know what's going on. Okay, I'll fix it. Okay, anyway, cool. So you do that. So that's success with a cost. Are we keeping it there?
Yeah, I think I should hold on to my last fate point. Yes.
Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, so you look through the records. You search for Ophelia's name first. Of course, you find a lot of information about her taking over the church. You find her title of pontifex, that sort of thing. You find like the history of the previous pontifexes before her. You don't find anything more than that, right? On a whim, you look up your own name as well. You do find something under your own name. Lily Mortimer, listed in the annuals of the Church of the Verdant, has a house address listed. It lists a couple of things. It lists that you were a priest of the Church of the Verdant, that you had worked for them for a number of years, that you apprenticed under Ophelia back before she became pontifex, and there is a house address listed for the city of Chandla.
Okay.
As soon as you have this piece of paper in hand and are looking at the address, there's a flash that comes back from your memories, and you flash back to this 2-story house with a glass kind of not a tower, a glass you know those towers that like are like off the sides of buildings, but they're not connected to the ground. It's one of those coming off of it with like round glass windows, two like planter boxes in the front window, and an iron gate surrounding the yard inside like the lower part of the Chandlin city. Like it flashes in your mind, and you blink your eyes for a second. It feels familiar. It feels right.
Do I see a number on the house so I can like go find it?
Oh yeah, you have the address. Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Can I look for anything else?
as you're doing that, there's at the record at the sounds of like guards' feet like tromping up the stairs to the records room. As they come charging up the stairs, somebody seems to have noticed what happened down below. What do you do?
I wanna crossbow rope my way out of the window.
Of the records room? It's pretty high up.
What
Okay.
else am I gonna do?
Totally. Okay. You could throw the window open and try to do that. That's fine. I think this is an athletics roll for sure.
Okay.
I think this is going to be difficulty 2.
Please roll good. Okay. I will use my last fate point. And I do what it takes. I'm a fighter and I think that's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So cool. Look that up. So it gets to 3. So you slide the window open, and just as the guards are like, they throw the door to the record room, and you see 2 church tower guards walk, and they go, "Hey!" And you like shoot the crossbow. It catches into a nearby building. You grab a tug on the rope for security, and then grab and like swing out of the church window. There's an audible gasp from like a couple of people in the streets of Chandla as they like, look up and they see you swinging down. Like everybody like turns and points as they do that. You hear one of the church tower guards yell out of the window. It's like, "Thief! Get her! Stop her! Thief!" And you like you clatter into like the tiles of one of the roofs of Chandla. Like you land on one of the roofs as you swing out because the tower is really high up. You clatter on like a lower roof, and then you charge off. The tower guards are probably going to chase you, but I think you can probably get away as long as you're quick enough. So
I do have a slight edit / idea that would allow me to get away, but it would change the story a little bit.
Okay.
And that would be that as they come in, I take my mask off. So I'm revealing my true identity. And then as soon as it's like I've gotten away, I put the mask back on, because the last thing that I want is for Gwen's identity to be compromised.
Well,
So
remember,
in a split second, yeah.
your face is on posters right around Chandla. Like you are wanted, right? So people know.
I think I want that. Yeah, I think I want to protect my protected identity. And so what I'm suggesting is that there's a there's a sighting of me.
That's great. Yeah. So there's a brief moment where you take the mask off, like the guards like gasp as they see you swing out of the window. They start yelling, one of them just yells "thief," and then you hear another one yell like "inform the pontifex," right? Like that happens.
As soon as I hit the ground, I put Gwen's face back on, and I'm like part of the crowd again.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, you fade away, and you see it's like somebody kicked a hornet's nest, right? Like a whole bunch of these church tower guards like swarming out, like looking around the grounds. People are like freaking out. Nobody knows what happened. The crowd is like pointing and looking. You merge into the crowd and flit away.
Amazing.
All right. I think we can probably call it there for tonight, unless anybody has anything else they want to do.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, then I think we'll call it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the session.
Good game.
Wow.
Good game.
Good game.
Good game. Yeah, a little 2.5 hour action. Yeah, I will see everybody next time. Let me just transition us out here. Thanks for coming by, watchers. And I will post and let people know when we're playing next. But yeah, have a good one. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.